Senate is expected to vote today on Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s nomination as Secretary of Health and Human Services. He would oversee America's vaccines, health insurance, food safety, and the spotlight on the Food and Drug Administration and the USDA couldn't be brighter right now, with a lot of Americans becoming more and more vocal about food additives, dyes, ingredients linked to having negative effects in our bodies. NewsNation Weekend anchor Anna Koyman joins us now. Anna, you and I were just talking the other day. I messaged you about dye in our salmon and what you and your family were doing. So folks are talking about this. What questions are critics raising right now?
Yep, and to your point with that, we're actually starting to order our wild-caught salmon now and having it delivered. Well, critics of the Food and Drug Administration are asking if countless processed foods that many of us eat regularly are linked to negative health outcomes, including cancer in lab animals. Why are those chemicals still allowed in our food supply? Now, even if there's a regulation on the books against it, and there is. So we asked a doctor who has advised and worked alongside both the USDA and the FDA. Dr. Darin Detwiler says the FDA's oversight is clunky, outdated in some areas, and the regulatory bodies are often swayed by food lobbyists, essentially buying their influence.
Well, we also can't wait on some of these things anymore when it's a threat to public health. Every week, every month, every year, in some cases, every decade we delay in this, we just literally see the number of people's lives that are forever impacted by these. In some cases, lives that are ruined or ended prematurely because of failures in terms of food safety decisions.
So last month, the FDA banned red dye number 3 in food and medicines, you remember, citing the 1958 Delaney Clause. Now, it states that any food additive shown to cause cancer in animals cannot be approved. But Dr. Detwiler says the problem is a lot of these chemical food additives were actually approved before the Delaney Clause was issued and or before this new science has emerged showing cancer concerns. Detwiler says the additives have been essentially grandfathered in, Markie, and the FDA has been painfully slow to revoke these approvals.
Yeah, I think a lot of Americans wondering, okay, what should I be doing now to be better on down the line? Anna, what's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. saying to the Senate in his confirmation hearings about problems in our food supply?
Yeah, he's been very vocal about this. RFK Jr. says Health and Human Services needs to catch up with other developed nations. So his example, he says, America has some 10,000 approved food ingredients on the books, while Europe has, guess how many? Only 400. And get this, big American food companies are knowingly marketing healthier versions of their products with fewer of these additives overseas, often under the very same name. And RFK gave more examples. McDonald's French fries, for example, 11 ingredients here in the United States, only 3 in Europe. And Fruit Loops cereal sold in the USA, loaded with artificial food dyes, while in Canada, Fruit Loops are colored naturally with real fruits.
Understand the relationship between these different food additives and chronic disease so that Americans understand it and make sure that Americans are aware. But I don't want to take food away from anybody. If you like a cheeseburger, a McDonald's cheeseburger, a Diet Coke, which my boss loves, and you should be able to get them.
Yeah, it shouldn't be so complicated, should it? And as more Americans are becoming vocal about these food additives, Markie, we did, of course, reach out to the FDA to get their response, but we got an automatic message saying HHS has paused mass communication to allow for the new team to set up. We'll see who that new team is.
Yeah, I'm all for making our cheeseburgers healthier any way possible. Thanks for making me hungry for a cheeseburger.
Yeah, because we want to eat them, right? Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.